Ellen Hackler from Bay Maples. We're here in downtown San Jose in front of a garden that we installed 2 years ago, and we're going to do a little walkthrough and see how the garden has matured in that time. One of the things that really excites me about this garden is the variety of different water-saving techniques that we were able to implement. No single method is going to be sort of the saving grace and silver bullet to saving water in your project. It's going to require, as in this garden, some stormwater bioswales, a rain catchment system, a gray water system, the use of native plants, drip irrigation, and adequate mulch. In this project, we were able to use all those features in one garden to really make it look good and be effective to save water. So here I am next to the stormwater swale, and many times when it's first going in, when the plants are so small, it just kind of looks like a bunch of rocks and boulders. And it's great to see in 2 years, you can really see the plants really filling in to soften the rocks. And now we can come back and see how effective this strategy is. It's been doing a great job of catching water, especially this last season. We had a really heavy rain season. The garden's still looking good, catching all that storm water, and just really excited to come back and see this. So one of my all-time favorite plants to use, California native manzanita. In my opinion, it's not a native garden without at least one manzanita plant. And this is kind of one of my favorite combinations is an upright manzanita with a low-growing variety just below it. Here we have a Dr. Hurd with a Carmel Sur growing below, next to a California fescue, offset by this beautiful specimen boulder. Just one of my favorite combination of elements. It really works in almost any garden. It's a great focal point in this front yard. Makes such a beautiful statement. Attracts wildlife, low water, a really can't miss combination. So here we are in the backyard now, and it's really quite phenomenal to see the transformation in 2 years. From what once was just a dirt patch of dying lawn, dust and weeds, has now become this lush backyard with annual veggies, native perennials, a fruit tree orchard, places to sit outside, and it's just a fantastic example of how you can have a lush, bountiful garden using minimal amount of water, no chemicals, no gas-powered tools, and still have this beautiful, inviting space with just lots of color. Even in the middle of this hot day in August, still feel very cool out here, very welcoming, and it's just a great example of how beautiful a native drought-tolerant garden can be. So the homeowners are avid cooks and love to barbecue, especially in the summertime. So we designed and installed this little herb area. So as they're cooking and preparing foods, they can just grab rosemary, lavender, sage, artichokes. You can just see it's absolutely flourishing with very minimal water. In addition, being a fantastic pollinator, these artichokes that they're going to let go to flower and go to seed are going to, in a few weeks, just be buzzing with bees. All very drought-tolerant selections as well. So just a really useful, functional space in the garden that still adds lots of color and tons of habitat value. So here we are on the side of the house where we installed our 6 420-gallon rain tanks, and they've been performing fantastically for the last 2 years, feeding this lush garden with rainwater. And if you remember in our first video when we did a walkthrough, it was sort of in the February, kind of the rainy season, and our tanks were full. And now we're in August. You can see our rainwater gauge is showing that the tanks are empty. So when this happens, the potable water will send makeup water to the tanks to satisfy the garden until the fall rains come. And in that time, tanks will fill back up and be ready for next season's rain. So it's really exciting to see another one of our water efficiency strategies working so well here. Just another way to cut down on municipal water and sort of lessen our overall water footprint in this garden, and utilizing this kind of tucked away hidden part of the garden. So it's just been a really effective strategy to implement. One of the requests by the homeowners were to create an inviting space where they can come out and read their book and have their coffee and tea each morning. And it's been phenomenal to see how much the plants have filled in. And I love seeing how, even in the middle of the summer, how native plants can still look lush, have tons of color, tons of pollinators, and it just shows you that you don't need lots of water to have a beautiful, inviting space.